Hi, this is James Anthofer, and this is my presentation, leadership platform presentation for the Leadership for Learning class Foundations. So first, I'm going to give you my philosophy and my values, and then a little bit more about my style of leadership. So my leadership philosophy is all based on change. And so as you're going to see in my values and my style, I'm somebody who likes to change things. I like to find new solutions to problems. I'm not satisfied with the status quo. And so as a part of that, what I've learned as a grade level leader, as a PLC leader, as working as a teacher leader on curriculum, working on a behavior team at the moment, is that change is hard. And so to ask people to change, you have to build relationships based on knowing about what they're actually good at. And then using all of those assets to help to come up with solutions to problems. So my big philosophy here, as you can see, is based on knowing people well enough to have them work off of their strengths, um, and then working together to figure out some issues that we can work on, and working on those issues not in a way that's personalizing it, but thinking as a school, what can we do better? And so being totally honest about what we can do better, and not worrying about the blame. And that can be an issue sometimes. And that's why I, again, have to work from a strengths based perspective of having people, knowing people and knowing what people are good at, so that when we dig into that work of solving problems, it doesn't become personal. Instead, it becomes about what's best for kids and for families. Um, and then when we solve problems, we come up with systems and procedures. So we come up with things that we can replicate. We come up with things that are something that all of us can do together as a team and that we can hold each other accountable for. Um, and that all comes again from our strengths. So some people are going to be better at any particular system or procedure than somebody else, but we're all holding each other accountable and all supporting each other to make sure that something works. And whatever our system or procedure is, we always need to measure it. We always need to know, hey, we identified the problem with some sort of measurement, something that we can do better. And we need to identify if our solution is working by measuring something. And that can be qualitative, it doesn't have to be really quantitative, but it needs to be something that we can measure. Okay. So all of this comes from my basic values of leadership, and my values, I don't really think of them as ranked. Think of them as all basically equal, but my three main values are equity, curiosity, and courage. And so where this comes from is this belief that all students deserve to have a great education. And so equity is knowing that our education system does not currently do that. So there are many students who don't have access to that education. And so I want to work in an environment, and very often that means working in a high poverty environment, in an urban environments where I know that I can change something, because the system is in many ways stacked against some students. And so that's why equity is very important to me, is I want to work somewhere where our efforts can move the needle. And even if we lack resources, we still able to move the needle through really focused, smart work. And that's where I get to kind of that idea of curiosity, is that we always have to be thinking about how we can do something smarter. We have to be working hard, but we also have to be working smarter, because we are under resourced. So we have to be scrappy. We have to figure this stuff out with a lack of resources. And that's kind of also, again, where that courage comes in, which is believing that this is a difficult situation, but we can solve it. That we know we're starting from a different place, and we know that money's not going to be changing, the resources aren't going to be changing, the buildings are going to be older, the people are going to be saying the community used to be like this and it should be like we're not dealing with any of that. We're having the courage to say we're changing, and we're gonna be curious about how we can change and how we can deliver equity to students, and we believe that we can do it, and that's what I think requires that courage. So all of this aligns with this basic style of mine. And when I did the disc inventory, which we're all doing in our leadership class here, I have a style that's about change. It's being motivated to change things. It's a style that's about influencing people. That's about challenge and stress and pressure. And I want to and here we have the disc. I want to dominate kind of these things. And I don't know if that's the word that I really would probably like to choose. Um, what I mean is that, from the inventory, right? I'm not surprised to see that I'm somebody who at times can lack a bit of steadiness or compliance. I don't want things to be the same. And I'm also willing to rock the boat. And what I'm hoping is that my investment in people, in terms of knowing what people do well, appreciating what people do well, will give me some forgiveness when I do rock the boat. I have no intention not to rock the boat, and so just know that's going to happen. Know that I don't think that what we're doing is good enough, and so just accept that that's going to happen, but hopefully with my influence, and with my belief that things can get better, you're going to go there with me. You're not going to be wishing that I was steadier or more compliant. Um, you're gonna accept that, and it's because I believe in my team and I believe in my colleagues, and I want them to be able to do their best. Um, and so I'm not going to settle for less than that, even if that again, can sometimes be a little bit, have some moments of conflict, some moments of pressure, but ultimately I think end up in a better place for kids and families, and for us to feel a sense of satisfaction as educators and a sense of accomplishment. All right, thank you so much for listening, and I hope I was able to communicate who I am and what matters to me, as far as being a leader through this presentation.